Today we would be talking about the poem The Bengal Sellers by Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu is also called the Kokila of India, the Indian Nightingale. She writes beautiful poems, and her poems hail from Indian tradition, Indian background, Indian society, Indian culture, Indian women. This poem, the title is The Bengal Sellers, but it is not more about Bengal sellers, it is less about Bengal sellers, and it's more about Indian women. Although the first stanza is in first person and it is talking about the Bengal sellers, and it is as if the Bengal sellers are themselves talking about themselves. Bengal sellers are we who bear a shining loads to the temple fair. Now this is in first person, as if Bengal sellers are speaking themselves in the first person. We are Bengal sellers and we are moving to a temple fair, and we are carrying these loads of bangles. Who will buy these delicate, bright, rainbow tinted circles of light? Who will buy? Who is their customer? Who is their client who would buy these delicate, bright, rainbow tinted circles of light? We come to know that there is something which is being sold and which is very colorful. It is rainbow colored, it is delicate, it is bright, and it is round. So this is how the bangles are described. They are beautiful, they are colorful, they are shining, and they are to be worn. Lustrous tokens of radiant life. Lustrous tokens, they are symbols, they are lustrous, they are shining, of radiant life. Now the person who would wear them has a radiant, very bright life, for happy daughters and happy wives. So these bangles are meant for daughters, and these bangles are meant for wives. So these bangles are basically meant for Indian women. Some are meet for the maiden's wrist, some are for maidens who are not married. Some of them would be worn by unmarried girls. Silver and blue as the mountains mist. Now the colors which the girls would want, maidens would aspire for, would be like silver and blue, and they would look like mountains mist. So they would appear like mountains. So there is an image from nature. Mountain mist, it has the same color which the girls would like to wear on their wrist, silver and blue. Some are flushed like the birds that dream, and some have flushed, some have glow like the birds which are almost pink or red in color, and these are the colors of dream also. This is how you dream. Your colors are your dreams are very colorful. So some of these bangles would be in the colors of birds, and just as the birds grow or birds come, so the dreams also come, and these bangles reflect the dreams of the girls. On the tranquil brow of a woodland stream, some are aglow with the bloom that cleaves to the limpid glory of newborn leaves. Now everything is newborn, everything is bright, everything is shining, and everything is fresh. So these girls who are dreaming, they are dreaming of a new life, they are dreaming of a happy life, they aspire for a happy life, and they would be wearing these bangles, and they would look like some woodland streams. The color of the bangle would look like woodland stream. So the mist, woodland stream, all these colors are happy colors. Some is blue, some is silver, some is green. So all these are happy colors which would glow, on the wrists of these maidens. And bloom means they would flourish their lives, and they would bring glory to the lives of these maidens, and they are again compared to newborn leaves which are very fresh, which have come out, and their color on them is shining, they themselves are shining, they're full of life, and they have life to live, they have still life to live. So they look ahead to live, they have dreams, they are aspiring of these dreams and looking ahead to live. Some are like fields of sunlit corn. So this is all Indian background. Some sunlit corn. Now now there is a field which has all over corn growing over it, and it is sunlit. So India is an eastern country, oriental country, and one could imagine a sunlit field full of corns. Meet for a bride on her bridal morn. Now some of these bangles are meant for a bride, and she would be wearing these bangles on the morning of her wedding. Some like the flame of her marriage fire. And now since this is meant for an Indian woman, and she would all her rituals would be carried on. The rituals of her wedding would be before marriage, and oath before a fire. Marriage would take place with oath by both groom and the bride in front of a fire. So these bangles also reflect the flames of that fire, that celestial fire. Or rich with the hue of her heart's desire. Now her desire is her passions, her desire is also as bright as the fire which is there during her wedding. So her desire is compared to the fire, and she is so passionate, so full of desires. And the red color, or the bright color of her bangles, could be compared with the brightness of the fire. Twinkling, luminous, tender. Now they are shining, they are luminous, they are bright, they are tender, then they were soft and clear. They are very clear. They are pure hearted. The brides are pure hearted, and the bangles they would wear resemble, or they in a way they echo her the feelings of the bride, like her bridal laughter and bridal fair. Now these are two things. She's happy that she's getting married, and at the same point of time she's crying because she's leaving her father's home. Some are purple and gold flat gray. Now this is a journey of a woman. She's from childhood, when she's a maiden, then she's a bride, and now she's middle aged. She has fulfilled most of her duties. She is happy that she has fulfilled these duties, and they, for every age group, they have the bangles are also passing in are moving in the journey with the journey of the lady. As the lady moves, the bangles also move with her. Now some are purple and gold flecked gray. Some are gray and some are purple, but they are gold flecked. They are still bright. They have some tint of brightness in them. For she who had journeyed through life midway, whose hands have cherished, whose love has blessed, and cradled fair sons on her faithful breast, and serves her household in fruitful pride, and worship the gods at her husband's side. Now this is an image of an Indian lady who has fulfilled all her duties. She's married, she has her children grown up, she has brought up her sons, she has nurtured them, she has fed them, and now she's carrying all her household duties along with her husband, and she's worshipping for the benefit of her house, for the security of her house, and her husband is by her side, and she is worshipping with her palms folded, and her wrists are carrying these bangles which are grey and which are purple in color, which have brightness sparkled in them. So this is not only a journey of a single woman, it is a journey of all the women of India, who from their unmarried years, when they are maiden, they think for of a happy married life, and when they are married, they fulfill all their duties, and when they are almost middle aged, they have grown up sons, they have grown up children, they have husband by their side, and they are carrying the family, the rituals of the family, the culture of the family, the tradition of the family along with them, and they are fulfilling all their duties and being one with the family always. So they're standing with the family always, as any Indian woman is taken to is supposed to do, or is expected to do. And the bangles are there in her every journey, in her every duty which she is carrying. Thank you.